Hello, dear friends. Welcome to number two in our Developer Diaries for the Rended Wall tabletop role playing world setting and source book, soon to be published. Um, I am doing this series to give everyone regular updates on the process of how the book is getting made, how my creative process works, give you guys a chance to get to know me better as the creator and author of the setting, give you a tour of various places throughout the world, and hopefully get y'all excited about playing here and having adventures here. And then give you, just as I said, updates on the process and kind of step by step behind the scenes look at how tabletop role playing game source book gets made and printed and sent out to everyone. So first and foremost, I have been working on getting the Kickstarter campaign put together for this. Um, Once again, I'll add links to that down below in the description as soon as it is ready for people to go and support. Until then, just stay tuned here and to any of my social media accounts to kind of stay tuned. But yeah, that's again what this series is for, to give you all updates, kind of pre Kickstarter, pre campaign, all of that as we're going into this process and kind of getting the ball rolling. I want you all to know what I'm doing and how everything's going. It's also a way for me to kind of keep myself accountable because I'm kind of showing everyone what I'm doing, and I want to keep doing that. So. What I did today, I'll just kind of go over my notes of what I have been working on today, and what the rest of like this afternoon going forward. I'm recording this kind of late morning my time. Um, so today I registered with Easy Ship, which is partnered with Kickstarter, that helps to kind of streamline the process of shipping the products. I'm partnering with them, or not partnering with them. I registered with them to kind of get that started, giving them the dimensions of the product, giving them all the locations that I would like to ship to, and getting that kind of started, making sure that I have accurate quotes for shipping costs, things like that. That will help me be able to distribute the book to as large an audience as possible. That's something that's super important. I also have been looking into various printers and publishers that actually will make the physical copies of the book. So I've been looking into kind of my collection, researching all of those companies and seeing what options are out there, especially the ones that are environmentally sustainable. So I'm looking into as many of the ones that I can that do sustainable printing, um, that do recycled paper, things like that, that can really keep the environmental impact as minimal as possible. One big appeal of something of a product like this is that there will be a digital copy available as well. So I'll just have, when the whole thing is finished, I'll just have a PDF that I can sell to people instead of a physical hardcover book that will completely minimize the environmental impact because I'm just sending it electronically. So that is an appeal of a project like this, that there are options for people to have the product, but doesn't require any shipping, doesn't require any printing. But there are people that are going to want a copy of the book on their shelf, and I want them to have that option. So that's what I'm doing, is I'm looking into printers that can kind of help make that happen. I also am registering for an EORI, which is an Economic Operators Registration and Identification number, that will allow me to export parcels to the EU, so I can ship across the pond to any buyers that would like that physical copy of the book, but they live across the seas. So I want to abide by all of those import-export kind of laws and make sure that I'm up to speed on all of that stuff. So that's what that's what I did kind of in the early hours of this morning, was kind of got online and started really getting all of that going. So You may hear a clatter down below, which is my cat who is feeling a little playful. She's just chasing a toy around. So that's that noise. But that's what I have been doing and what I kind of continue to plan. I'm planning on continuing to work on as the day progresses. I do tend to be a very early morning worker, so I've been kind of already working on this for several hours already, and then I will continue to do that after the video. So this is just kind of a good break for me to be able to talk to folks and tell them kind of what's going on. So then we have a the next project for me today is that I'm going to kind of collect and collate all of my master lists into a master list. So what I mean by that is I have a table of contents that breaks down all of the locations, all the named locations throughout the world of Solaria that will be featured in the book. And then within that, I want to incorporate my master list of maps, obviously, so that when I do have an editor, one of the things I'm hoping funding can help me with is to get an editor that can help me kind of put all of this together. But this will help them make sure everything is kind of coordinated together as much as possible before they even have to step in and do anything. So putting together my master list of maps into blending it with my table of contents so that I know where all of my maps are going to go within the book. And then I also am going to incorporate my list of, at this point, what I'm calling my desired illustrations. So I have a master list of illustrations, close to about 175 to between 175 to 200 kind of illustrations of different places or people or creatures or whatever else throughout the world of Solaria that I want to hire an artist to come along and help me bring to visual life. So that will also help me in kind of, I can use that as a checklist almost to kind of fill in as I find talented artists that can help me with the project. So that's what I'm doing is I'm just kind of blending all of those lists together to kind of help streamline everything as much as possible. And then obviously it's like searchable and I can just find whatever I need, you know. So that is that's all of the logistics things that I've been working on today. So no, I thought we would just do another little section. This will be much shorter, I think, than the one that I did yesterday. That kind of went over the entire world of Solaria. Instead, we are going to focus in on the land of Heavy's Rise. So, um, Heavy's Rise. I described Heavy's Rise a little bit yesterday in my overview of the world that described Heavy's Rise as the center of smithing and metalworking in Solaria. And that is indeed what it is. So the capital city of Heavy's Rise is located here on the coast. This is not like strictly mile to mile per scale. Obviously, the buildings are meant more as an icon for the city, and these buildings are not to scale with the mountains next to them. I don't mean to leave that impression. This is more kind of a more of a I I don't even want to call it crude. I don't think it's a crude map. I think I'm really proud of this map, but I it's yeah, like I said, it's not meant to be precisely to scale with everything that you're seeing as far as the icons and such. But the city here is on the coast of the seas to the east. The city is built on a cliffside, essentially a sea cliffs that extend for a couple of miles at least in each direction, and the city is kind of atop that. But then underneath, the city is built in several layers because the sea underneath has eroded into this massive cavern underground that allows large enough for ships to sail into and so ships will dock at the lower levels and then use these huge lifts to kind of carry themselves or their cargo or whatever else up to the upper levels for trade and such like that. And then the center level, which is still underground, but the center level is also warmed and lit almost by a kind of constant stream of magma flowing from deep underground that kind of drops down into the bay below, creates a very kind of steamy environment underneath. But it is fed by a mysterious creature underground, which players, game masters will have a chance to encounter if they are brave enough to go into those hot magma caverns and discover what's back there. The city is fed. The economy of the city is fed a lot by these iron and silver mines to the north. So there's heavy traffic between these two locations here. And then to the south is one of the larger s- cities or towns of Hivi's Rise next to the capital city. It is a pretty large settlement, but it's built along the river here and is famous for making very highly prized and high quality musical instruments. So if you are looking for especially woodwinds, and reed instruments, if you're looking for something like that, that's why it's called Reed Town. It has this reputation. If you need a flute or something like that, you go to Reed Town or get one from Reed Town, and it's meant to be the one of the highest qualities out there. Tagati's cabin, just to the west of there, is a location of a very important NPC that will factor into the greater story of Solaria should players decide to do that for it perfectly suited for kind of one of those longer campaigns. If you're planning on playing in the world of Solaria from level 1 to level 12, which is kind of what the book is designed for, you will at some point be seeking out certain group of NPCs, a formerly secret society of very powerful wizards and scholars that have since been dispersed and are being hunted down by evil forces. And the party has a chance to intervene in that and kind of get swept up in the larger kind of plot of Solaria. So that's a kind of very important location for people to go exploring in. The Wood of the Grey Hood is thick with thieves and bandits. There are, of course, small villages and things like that along the rivers, but the woods themselves are known to harbor a very powerful and large gang of thieves who will travel to the northwest and go treasure hunting in the Royal Barrows, and then trade with pirates who sail along the coast. So that's kind of a location for some good kind of early adventure. You know, the adventuring party versus bandits and forest thieves. That's a classic setting for some kind of low level adventures before you kind of take on the larger things. The Fallen Queen's Barrow is where the royal line of Heve's Rise has been buried for centuries. So when they pass away, they are brought here and laid to rest in these kind of royal barrows and crypts that are built into these hills. But they are buried with their kind of royal treasures as well. So that's why it is a target for these treasure hunters nearby. So down to the south, we have Mount Anvil and Lake Morgothna. So Mount Anvil is a location that has a group of small but imposing looking temples. Think the ruins of, I believe it's Petra, that were featured in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. These temples that are kind of built into the mountains that feature this kind of awe-inspiring architecture that seems to have a lot of dwarven inspiration, but also a lot of kind of otherworldly inspiration in its architecture and decoration as well. So that's a location where people can really get swept up in some larger mysteries. and then the lock down here in the valley below is home to some banshees and ghosts and other various terrifying things that will either drive away the cowards or draw in the really brave heroes. You know, it's a good spot to feature for the game masters out there. It's a good spot to feature some good kind of horror elements, which is a factor in Solaria. There are some pretty scary things happening, so this is a good spot to explore something like that. The Ragomi grasslands popular for game hunting and things like that. There are some very large herds of large creatures that roam the grasslands, and so people will come to these hunters towns and settlements along the river here and go out adventuring into the grasslands to hunt these massive beasts and yes, and prove their worth as mighty warriors by hunting down creatures. I know it's not something I necessarily support in real life, but I realize that that happens a lot in medieval settings. I am not a hunter myself. I do eat meat from time to time. It tends to be more fish. I lean a lot into the pescatarian side of things. But I understand, especially in a medieval style setting, that there will be hunters of all kinds, and that is just a reality of the world. And grasslands are a place. The grasslands are a place where that happens a lot. So um, there are also, speaking of things that are an unfortunate side of life, but that do and did happen in medieval settings, were the idea of slavery. And so there are human traffickers that have settled along the shores of Juniper Lake here. But that is meant to be kind of a target for the party to go break up. You know, it's meant to be something that you can give your party of heroes as a quest to say, go free the slaves in the slaver camp and break up their operation. So that's kind of meant to be a good location for one of those, you know, good, exciting combat centric quests. It could be even stealth centric too, if you want to sneak into the camp and get people away the stealthy way. That absolutely could be an option too. You know, those kinds of things are always there. It's like this is a whole world. There's a whole slew of ways that you could explore these situations. Juniper Lake, Palisades Lake, and Lake Aki are all this trio of lakes here. Palisades Lake is a little bit is kind of down in elevation, so there is a waterfall here that kind of a series actually of two or three waterfalls that separates the two lakes. And then the lake, Palisades Lake, is also fed from the south by a river that is coming in from the Ventriarth Mountains here. So let me zoom in better on that. The Ventriarth Mountains are this range of mountains that kind of bisect from east to west the continent. So next we will move south from there across the mountains to let's see here. Let's do Yeah, we'll do Angel Tree Grove. Angel Tree Grove just is so named because the trees there have been known to sing and glow during certain astronomical events. And so it is a place that has gained a kind of reputation amongst magic users. I apologize, I'm not super good at centering things here. Angel Tree Grove, right here. Um, but yes, it is a place where magic users and such will go often to kind of explore and see what they can find. It is kind of thick with magical power. The prairie to the south is largely empty of settlements because it is so kind of broad and empty. But when we get down here into the forest and rivers, that's where we're going to find a lot more towns, villages, things like that. And then the sanctorum here, down here to the south, is a settlement of individuals who have found themselves here in Solaria but who originate from the other side of this massive wall that separates the two halves of this world. So they are there, whether they have memory of the other side of the world or not, is up to the player, up to the GM to kind of talk about and decide. But the Sanctorium is a place where a whole community of these people have gathered and try to kind of keep themselves just kind of separate and safe from the outside world. But it's up to the party of heroes whether or not they want to, find them, introduce themselves to this settlement, and get involved in their lives. That's another option. So that is a big, broad overview of Kiwi's rise. That is one of the avowed nations, one of the four. We'll switch back to the world map here and zoom back out, where we have Milanus to the north, Orosan, and Bustarov to the south that make up this allied group of nations. So next entry, we'll talk about a different one. But that is just a kind of another chapter in introduction. I just want to show off my world. I'm excited about it. I want to get other people excited about it too. So yeah, stay tuned. Once again, go ahead, give me a subscribe or a like, or both if you would like. That would be awesome. Go ahead and comment if you have any questions about the world, if you want to know more. I love talking about it. I love, uh, you know, getting other people excited about having adventures here. So yeah, stay tuned for more. We'll keep you all posted as the days go by. But that's it for Developer Diary number 2, and we will see y'all next time.